this one. We will start our class, our session with some arguments against testing. Well, as what we found in our previous class, in our statistics class, when we talk about some experts, there are some experts who agree on something and disagree on the same thing. But when we are talking about testing or testing, that some experts believe that testing is good, but some other experts also believe that testing is not good. Why do they believe testing is not good? So the first point is that some students, they feel nervous when they cannot perform. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that you are familiar with what is it? Anxiety in testing, or test anxiety. So this test anxiety really matters for psychologists. That's why they believe that when we give tests to our students, we have to think about their feeling. Okay, if they are not yet ready, they can feel nervous and they will not be able to show their real performance. So let me give you a more better illustration on this. Say, for instance, you have this group of students. Item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4. This is student 1, student 2, student 3, student 4. Student 1, in item 1, he can answer it correctly. Item 2 can answer it correctly. But item 3 and 4, he can't answer it correctly. Student number 2 answer number 1 correctly, but number 2 incorrectly, number 3 correctly, number 4 incorrectly. Student number 3 answer the same, answer number 1 incorrectly, number 2 correctly, number 3 incorrectly, and number 4 correctly. Student number 4 answer number 1, should be incorrectly, but answer number 2 correctly, incorrectly, number 3 correctly, and number 4 correctly. So when we see the scores, 4 of them score 2. They got the same score, exactly the same score. But if you see it from a psychological perspective, this student number 4, might be seen as the best student, but he or she might have a problem with his or her anxiety in facing the test. Because in easy items, because normally when we have tests, the first few items are the easiest one, and then the level of difficulty keep increasing. So here, the student number 4, he failed or she failed in the first 2 items, which are the easiest items. But he or she can make it. He can answer the next difficult items correctly. So he or she might be the best one academically, but she might have a problem in his anxiety in having the test. So this is one point that some psychologists believe, why they argue against testing. The second point is that some students can do well despite not having worked throughout the course. So I'm pretty sure that mungkin dulu zaman S1, Pak, ada teman saya itu yang kalau ujian pinter tapi dia nggak pernah masuk kelas and so on. Because he reads a lot more than us. Mungkin. Itu ya. So this is something that is argued by this group of people who are against testing. Why bother do we have to attend courses if by the end of the day, those who go to the courses and those who didn't attend the courses will have the same testing, for instance. Kata mereka seperti itu. Okay, and the third one, I'm pretty sure that some of you or most of you experienced this one. Ada yang masih ingat kemarin di semester 1 ujian untuk mata kuliahnya Prof. Suwarsih apa? Ada kelas Buarsih nggak semester 1?
No, sir.
Nggak ada. Budiah?
Yes,
Ada
sir.
Budiah
Yes,
ya?
sir.
Ujiannya Budiah tentang apa?
Make
Study pack.
Masih ingat detailnya?
Masih, sir.
Masih,
Yes, sir.
ada yang masih. Sebagian besar senyum-senyum, berarti enggak. So this is what is meant by the third item. Lebih ekstrim lagi teman saya, my senior said, mata kuliah numpang lewat. Some courses are mata kuliah numpang lewat, but I don't think that everyone here belongs to this group. I believe that most of you just, simply forget some small points from the courses, but most of you, I'm pretty sure that you remember the majority of the points or most of the points from your lecturers. From the lectures. Okay. The next one is this one. UN. You remember about UN? Okay, when you were in class 3 SMA, did your teachers of English taught you how to do the UN only? Apakah ada yang seperti itu?
Sorry, sir.
Did your English teacher taught you how to work with UN, how to do UN questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
For pengayaan, sir. Ya.
Tapi apakah ada SK dan KD yang terkait dengan UN? Coba dilihat. Tidak ada.
No.
That's the thing. This is what is meant by item. The last item. Okay, so some students sometimes are more focused on the test rather than improving their speaking skills, their writing skills, their reading skills, and their listening skills. Because they are afraid that their scores will be lower than their friends. Yang paling khawatir biasanya siswanya atau orang tuanya?
Siswa dan orang tua.
Lebih khawatir orang tua, lebih stres itu orang tua. Siswa ada yang santai, tapi orang tuanya stres mikirin anaknya kayak gitu. It happens. That's why Mas Menteri, if I'm not mistaken, now menghapus UN itu katanya and replace it with assessment national or something. I don't know what makes these two difference, but yeah. Anyway, now, well, we'll talk about the next one. Benefits of testing. There are about 7 or I can't really remember, but there are many points related to the benefits of testing. When we talk about the benefits of testing, the first point is that it is about fairness. So despite the arguments against testing still has some benefits or some advantages. And fairness is above all. Katanya seperti itu, katanya ya. Okay, why do we have fairness above all? Because when we have let's say a class with 30 students in it, and then we give the same test, everyone, the 30 students, will have exactly the same opportunity to show their best, to show their true color, to show their best performance. The thing is, most of the times, some of them might not be able to show their best performance. Mungkin karena tidak belajar, mungkin juga kurang paham dengan yang sebelumnya, and so on. But above all, fairness, the opportunity to show their best performance is how to say it, it's above all. Yeah, the same opportunity. The second one, provide students with the same instruction, same input under the same condition. And then the third one, they allow us to confirm our own assessment and help us make decisions with more confidence. So when you assess your students with tests, for instance, you will get information for about your students, and you can use your students' performance, and you can use this information to make further judgment or to make further decision, follow-up decision with more confidence dibandingkan kalau misalnya hanya observasi, hanya wawancara, atau hanya melihat portfolio mereka saja. But above all, the combination between test and non-test will be the perfect match. Okay. All right. The next benefits of testing are this one. Okay, so the next one is about that test provides standardization. Okay, Well, if I'm not mistaken, we did have AKM or angka ketuntasan minimal. Okay, this kind of standardization is expected to provide us with what is it, more confidence to compare our students, whether our students have achieved at this point, has performed well or not. Then we can make a standardization. Okay, that 50% of my student passes the test, and then it means that they do understand about the SK, KD, and KI and KD and so on. They can complete the KI and KD, but 50% cannot. It means efek berikutnya adalah the teacher will have to see himself or herself through the mirror, seeing his own or her performance. So this is a good effect of a test. By having a look at the information related to the student's performance, a teacher can see whether his or her teaching is effective or not, whether he or she manages to teach his or her students, whether her explanation or his explanation is well accepted by his or her students. Because most of the times, some teachers just keep talking on and on, kayak saya ini, tapi sampai selesai courses kemudian ngomong terus gitu, without having a jeda, and then by the end of the day giving the test, without checking whether the students get the points or not. This is what is not expected, and we need tests for this. Okay, and come on. All right. They are also instruments of public policy. Yes, the government then can make a public policy about this one. The government can then make, okay, kalau zaman dulu ya, ada ujian nasional, ada ujian RSPI dan lain-lainnya. Itu kan digunakan untuk apakah melihat apakah siswa kita itu sudah memiliki ketuntasan minimal. Kalau sekarang ada yang namanya PISA. And then the bad news about PISA is that Indonesia in 2018 is number 74 out of 79 countries. See, from this kind of testing, we can see our position, our standard position compared to those from other countries. Kalau misalnya tidak ada testing seperti itu, kira-kira kita tahu enggak kalau Indonesia itu nomornya di situ? We never know. Dan mungkin kita sangat pede, oh pendidikan di Indonesia sangat excellent. Pendidikan Indonesia sangat baik. We teach our students to think critically. But what happens? Nah, ternyata yang terjadi adalah ketika guru-guru the other day, I remember the other day I attended a course with dosen dari UP, itu tentang PISA, literasi, dan itu dihadiri oleh guru matematika, bahasa Indonesia, bahasa Inggris, dan IPA. And when the time came for them to do the PISA test, the test that has been given to their students, mereka itu kesulitan. Nah, kalau gurunya saja kesulitan, apalagi siswanya. Nah, this is a big problem, right? How can they teach literacy if they themselves have got serious problems with their own literacy? And we cannot deny this one. Saya pernah ikut satu penelitian tapi lupa publikasinya di mana dengan Prof. Jumari almarhum. Itu terkait dengan UN. UN untuk sekolah yang skornya itu rendah. So we went to many different schools. Jatah saya di Kalimantan Timur, di Kutai Barat. Yang mengenaskan adalah di sana ketika kami memberikan soal UN yang sama yang dikerjakan oleh siswa kelas 3 SMA di sana, diberikan kepada gurunya, skor gurunya lebih rendah daripada siswanya. You can imagine that. And it is real because I was there. Saya itu dari Kutai Barat naik ojek itu 2 jam, harus nyebrang Sungai Mahakam pakai ketinting yang hanya derm dijejer-jejer itu sekitar 15 menit, enggak tahu hidup atau mati sampai pinggir karena jalur alurnya enggak jelas itu. Dan itu naik ojek tanpa helm karena enggak dikasih helm waktu itu. It was really torturing. 2 hours on your motorcycle dan jalannya jalan daerah Kalimantan, you can imagine. So I was, oh my goodness, jadi ini yang terjadi. This is the real portrait of Indonesia.